Hi everybody. Wanted to visit with you today and talk a little bit about some exciting news that I got this morning. I really wanted to share it first thing, but like many of you, I'm working from home full time, and like some of you, my work has really kicked up quite a bit with the COVID-19 CARES response. So that's kept me a little bit busy, but now that I've had a chance to wrap some things up and come visit with you today, I wanted to share that exciting news. I found out that I have been recognized as or received the distinction as a gun sense candidate by Moms Demand Action. And as somebody who really believes in accountability and public safety, when I found out about the work that Moms Demand Action was doing in the community and nationwide, I automatically was drawn to them because a lot of the platforms and the issues that they support are directly in line with my own perspectives. I believe that it's very important to make sure that we're preserving all of our rights, especially our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And the way that we do that is by making sure that those opportunities are available for everyone and that we can live, work, go to school, and travel freely without having to worry about gun violence in our communities. I think probably one of the most important things to me, especially in light of the open carry law that Oklahoma passed recently, is doing what we can to make sure that people are held accountable for their actions and that people are able to feel safe when they go out in public, when they go shop, when they get their groceries, when they go to work, at any time. And I think one of the sad things that I've noticed since we've all been working from home, since physically attending school has not been an option, I've heard commentary about some people say, well, at least there won't be a school shooting this year or this semester or this spring. And it's disheartening that something like that has to happen, that a pandemic has to happen for people to feel safe enough that they don't have to worry about something like that. So what I really want to see happen for Oklahoma is we need to work on pulling back that open carry law. But in addition to that, we also need to take some measures, and those include measures that I support, like red flag laws, so that if somebody is displaying dangerous behavior, there can be an intervention to temporarily remove their access to firearms. We know that that keeps people safe. We also know that in domestic violence situations, if there is a situation where a domestic abuser has access to a firearm, that very highly increases the opportunity for a person in that relationship who is a victim to not be a survivor of that circumstance based on access to firearms. So we need to close the boyfriend loophole as well. The other thing that I'd like to see, in addition to red flag laws and closing the boyfriend loophole, is universal background checks. Anytime there's a transaction, there needs to be a record of that. And every person who owns a firearm needs to be responsible for that firearm, knowing where it's at, knowing how to secure it appropriately, and making sure that it doesn't get into the hands of somebody who shouldn't have it, especially kids. And I think that's one of the most devastating facets of the gun violence challenges that we've been facing, is how many children have been caught up, whether it's accidental discharge, whether it's playing with firearms that they've had access to, or whether it's a disproportionate response to minority communities and assumptions that people have firearms when maybe they don't. And we know that minority groups are disproportionately impacted, especially African Americans and Native American communities. So I think we need a little more fairness. I think we need a little more accountability. And I think that we need to make sure that we're not stomping on other people's opportunities to feel safe as your neighbor, as your fellow Oklahoman, and as your fellow Tulsan. So I really want to see that these issues are successful, that we are able to implement some gun sense change for Oklahoma without impacting or stepping on anybody's rights to live, work, and pursue happiness like our Constitution allows us to do and encourages us to do and expects us to do, because that's our right. So thank you, Moms Demand Action, for this gun sense candidate's distinction. I'm really excited, and I know that with good old common sense, we can really make a big difference for Oklahoma. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can check me out on my Facebook page or Twitter at Carly4OK. I'm also on Instagram at Carly4OK, and you can certainly visit my website at carly4ok.com. I love your support. We have yard signs available. We're always looking for volunteers. If you have ideas or issues that you want to chat about, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you, Moms Demand Action, for the Gun Sense Candidate distinction.